Thank you so much, Beyonda. Hearts are heavy across Texas this morning as families wake up to unthinkable loss. The victims of the Hill Country floods include grandparents, co-workers, and young children. You're seeing just a few of those faces on your screen right now. And some of those victims are from right here in North Texas.
Yeah, we know that in Kerr County alone, nearly 70 lives lost. Conditions there continue to change by the hour. Our Dia Wall is there live this morning on the scene. She'll be talking with families and first responders today. Our meteorologist Mario Ruiz here to help us understand just how this all happened so quickly. Dia, we do want to start things off with you. Again, the sun is not up there yet this morning, but what do you see on the ground and what have you heard about the most recent conditions?
Well, Mark, there was a lot of concern yesterday about more rain. I know you guys were talking about that at the top of the show today. And as we have come out, we're at Lewis Hayes Park here in Kerr County. The water has definitely gone down even since yesterday, but the damage is left behind. There's a lot of progress that's been made, but we're starting to see some glimpses as the sun starts to come up of trees that are just snapped, debris tossed this way and that. And we're talking about large items, everything from pieces of siding, pieces of roofs off of homes just nestled right here at a park that people come to play at. You know, when we came in last night, we saw families out here walking and stopping, some of them praying, some of them reflecting, because as Morgan mentioned, this is really a heartbreaking story and one that's touched hearts and minds across the country, not just here in Texas. But you mentioned there have been 68 confirmed deaths here in Kerr County alone, 78 across the state. But there have been 525 rescues or evacuations from the flooding, well over 300 of them by air. The images are heartbreaking, showing just how destructive these floodwaters were, washing away campgrounds, RV parks, homes. Right now, let's talk about the response. 230 DPS personnel are assigned just to Kerr County, 28 special operations responders, 18 tactical marine units with boats, 11 Texas Rangers, and 9 helicopters with tactical flight officers. That's just the state response.
This is tough work. It's hot. They're in the mud. They're removing debris. There's snakes. There's water moccasins. This is God's work that they're doing. So, you know, the top priority is the family and the victims. Pray for them, but throw our first responders in there because there's a lot of good work going on. We're not taking away from any resources from Kerrville to pre-stage here. We're pulling from South Texas, West Texas, and North Texas into Central Texas to prepare for our emergency response. We're well prepared.
You know, speaking of those families, there are bodies that have been recovered but not positively identified. The Texas Department of Public Safety says it's flying DNA samples to the University of North Texas Health Science Center. There's a lab there that can do quick identification process, so results can take hours, not days, after what we can all just understand as unimaginable tragedy.
Just say this is a 100-year catastrophe, and it's just so horrible to watch.
Are you planning to visit Texas, Mr. President?
Probably on Friday.
So right now at 6:30, we're going to continue to talk about the victims. That's where we're going to turn our focus here in Kerr County this morning, and also about the response, the way the community is showing up. We've been talking to folks from the Red Cross, from food agencies. I know we're going to have some more coming up from Texans on Mission and some of these other relief agencies that have all poured in to really help and support them. But for now, I'm going to send it over to meteorologist Mariel Ruiz, because Mariel, a lot of people are just wondering, we get flash flood warnings all the time, but this is not normal.
It's a little different, and it's because of the terrain, it's the geography, and it's really months leading up to it, because I want to show you something that we didn't talk about in the last hour, and that's the drought. Last week, Kerr County, I'm going to point it out right here, Kerr County under moderate severe drought, but big portion of central Texas under extreme to exceptional drought. This means that anytime water falls over an area that is drought stricken, it runs off even faster. So you take that into consideration. Then you take the intense rainfall. Rainfall rates can exceed 2 to 4 inches per hour. This triggers flash floods. And in this particular case, it was tropical moisture, not just from the Atlantic, but also from the Pacific, a slow moving area of low pressure tapping into that moisture and causing this. Then where it's falling, steep terrain. Torrential rain runs downhill extremely fast. It overwhelms these creeks, these rivers really quickly. And then when it's falling in, thin, rocky soils that are already drought stricken. Soil types in these areas are sandy and clay. And this terrain doesn't absorb rain very well. In addition to it, being under a drought. extreme amount of water in a small period of time. Just to put it into perspective, 6 inches of water over a 10 square mile area is equivalent to 1.6 billion gallons of water. And that water has to go somewhere. And in this case, it happened to be the rivers and the streams and the creeks. And this just swells and stacks vertically, Morgan, in an extremely short amount of time. And that's where you get flash flood emergencies, especially in areas like the Texas Hill Country.
Maniel, such good context, especially as people really just try to wrap their mind around this. Thank you so much. And as we see more images of the devastation, many of us are left wondering what we can do to help. If you would like to help, we've actually made it really easy for you. Just head to the front page of WFAA.com. You'll find verified GoFundMe links from victims' families and charities that are helping displaced animals and survivors on the ground.